Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Monday, January 6th. Please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoy the show, and thank you for watching. Okay, so Jada's trying to call Rafw, and she's upset that he's not answering the phone. Rafw, tied up in EJ's cellar, where everyone is when they go missing, either that or the Demare crypt. He can see that she's calling. He kicks it with his phone, but EJ comes down and catches him, and that conversation is over. So Belle is calling EJ. She's trying to tell him, look, I didn't mean for things to go down like they did on New Year's. I'm not trying to, I don't have a vendetta against you or anything. And he's like, well, I know it was Jada. Her and Paulina, they got together to do this to me. It's not your fault. I don't blame you. So Belle tells Marlena, and Marlena's excited for her, but does tell her to tread lightly with EJ, and she says, I can handle EJ. EJ goes down to talk to the Rafster. Of course, he's gagged and tied up, and he's like, breakfast is here. Sorry, no appetizers, because Arnold ate them all, because Arnold's a little pigster. So he takes the gag out of his mouth, and Raf's screaming and yelling, and EJ's like, you finished? Do you want to eat now? And they do some talking, and Raf's like, you let me out of here now. And he said, sorry, I can't do that. You can thank Arnold for this, for telling you everything I didn't want you to know. And he's like, oh, about testifying against you? And she's like, yeah. So Rafw comes up with the idea and says, EJ, look, let's work together to get rid of him. And I won't say anything about all this or anything else, and we'll just get rid of the guy together. I sure don't want him around. But if EJ's smart, and I think he is, he won't fall into that, and he didn't. He said he would have to think about it. It was a very good idea. So Her Highness Chenele has got the smack down on poor little Joy, and she's over here giving her what's for, talking down to her like the dog home-wrecking hoe that she is, that she really is not. She was just kind of an innocent in most of it, except for carrying on the lies afterwards. And she told Chenele how sorry she was about it, and she didn't even know her when she was with Johnny, and they didn't even go all the way. And she's like, oh, you think that makes it better? You didn't. And she said, I didn't know you. I didn't know who Johnny was, or anything. And she's like, you knew he was a married man, didn't you? And she said, well, I knew he was married to somebody. Yeah, sure. And she said, so, you're still guilty. And, she told her, she just talked to her awful, man, and, she's like, you just kept your mouth shut because you didn't want to lose your job. And she said, well, that's not it. She was trying to tell Chenele, nobody wanted to hurt her. And then she told her, I should have took the money and run. And she said, what money? What are you talking about? And she said, never mind. And then she told her that EJ offered her money to go the hell away. And she said, yeah, that's what happened. So now Chenele is even double mad. So Johnny's hanging out at the studio here. He's already talked to Abe yesterday, told him what's going down, the down low. And then he tells Leo what happened. He said, I know you need to know, you're the writer. And he's like, you slept with Joy? And he's like, well, not actually slept with. And he told him they really didn't go all the way. And Leo said, so what? Big deal. Then you weren't unfaithful. And he said, well, Chenele don't see it that way, and I don't either. I was unfaithful. Shouldn't have been there. I should have trusted Chenele. So, and he said, and then I accused her of something that she wasn't guilty of. And Leo's like, oh, man, I've been there. Okay, this is what I do then. I'll do some rewrites and try to keep Chenele and Joy away from each other for a little while. And Johnny's like, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. So, they understand each other. They're both a couple screw-ups. So, then he sees Joy in the square, and he stops and talks to her and tells her, you're going to have some pink pages coming your way, some rewrites. And she said, so and he said, yeah, I know, Johnny told me. And he was trying to be supportive of her, and Leo's not a bad guy. Chenele goes into the studio, and Johnny's like, Chenele, I didn't expect to see you. Thought you didn't want to talk. She said, I know what I said, but I'm here to tell you, I quit. And that's how it went off today. She's quitting the show. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Just, that's a wrap for today.